Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're playing a little Minnesota Twins franchise here today. We're playing the Houston Astros in games 56 through 59 here of season number 5, playing MLB The Show 20. And it's a 4-game series to start off the month of June. We finished up May with a 12-15 record. We sit at 27-28, 9.5 games behind the Detroit Tigers. We own 3 of the 4 batting categories. The Astros, on the other hand, own 3 of the 4 pitching categories here in our team breakdown on the lower right-hand corner of your screen. And let's get into game number 1 of this 4-game series here against the Houston Astros. All right, they are 29-25. I believe they are 3rd place in the AL West. Sonny Gray gets the start for us today. He's 6-3, making his 12th start, a 3.23 ERA. 69 2/3 innings, and we're going to take on Francis Martes in the first game. He is also 6-3 with a 3.57 ERA, a 1.31 whip. Now let's get some highlights started off here in inning number 2. This is a little bit of a longer episode. We're going to have a few segments aside from just gameplay in this one, as A.J. Reed gets the highlights underway here with the deep drive to right center, and nobody moves. That one's headed for the bullpen or over it. And it's a solo home run for A.J. Reed. 440 feet, the estimated distance on that one. That was a bomb over the top of the bullpen. It's 1-0 Astros. They strike first here in game number 1 of the 4-game series. We have struggled with the Astros this season. They swept us earlier in the year, so they have a 3-0 series lead coming into this. We move to the 5th inning. This is Francisco Cervelli, hitting .246 on the season. Nobody on with 2 outs. We're in the 5th inning. Delivery from Martes, and Cervelli swings through it. Francis Martes with a 1-hitter through 5. So the Astros pitchers are tough. They are very good pitching rotation, and one of the best ERAs in all of baseball. Eddie Rosario now at the plate in the 7th inning. Astros still working on a shutout. Francis Martes still on the mound. Rosario drives this one deep to right. Springer is going to not get there. 12th home run of the season for Eddie Rosario. And that solo shot ties it up at 1. We talk about the Astros pitching, but Sonny Gray having a heck of a game himself in this one, holding the Astros to just 1 run. So Eddie Rosario ties it up. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. George Springer, who narrowly missed robbing that home run, will lead things off. 1-1 count with nobody on, nobody out. And Springer drives this one deep to left center. That one's going to have the height it does. Home run for George Springer, his 8th of the season. And just like that, the Astros get back on top. All the scoring today in this game number 1 is solo home runs. 2-1 Astros lead. Chasen Shreve takes the hill now for the Twins, making his 21st appearance. 4.24 ERA. Facing the lefty Colby Rasmus with a runner on first and 1 out, and Colby Rasmus is going to go oppo with this one towards the left field wall, out of town scoreboard, and it goes off the scoreboard. Runner's going to round third and score. It's going to make it 3-1. And it's an RBI double for Colby Rasmus. Colin Moran now with 1 out and Rasmus on second. Line drive right back up the middle. Here comes the throw from Buxton. It is going to be not in time and up the third baseline. And Colin Moran drives in another run. Astros go on to win at 4-1. They lead the season series now 4-0. Francis Martes, 7 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 2 hits, 11 strikeouts, and 1 earned run on the day. A.J. Reed 2 for 3 with a home run and an RBI. George Springer 1 for 3 with a home run and RBI. For us, Eddie Rosario went 1 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. All right, let's look over the last 10 games at some of the trends here. Nolan Arenado struggling a little bit, batting .209 in the last 10 games. Carlos Correa is batting .333, 12 of 36. George Springer's batting .179. He's struggling. He hit 1 out, though, in that game number 1. Miguel Sano in a bit of a slump. Hitting 194. He does have 2 home runs and 7 RBIs in the last 10. A.J. Reed is on fire, batting .417. Byron Buxton continues to struggle, a 167 average in the last 10. Colin Moran struggling as well at 189. All right, game number 57. Astros and Twins. We sit at 27 and 29. The Astros pull this one off 4-3. They lead the season series now, 5-0. And we fall to 27 and 30 with 2 losses in a row to the Astros. A.J. Reed, 2 for 5 with 2 doubles in the game. Corey Mears, 2 for 5 with a double. Colin Moran, 2 for 4 with a double. Tony Kemp, 2 for 5 with a double. All right, we got a trade, guys. And this involves us. We have traded Byron Buxton. We finally have given up on Buck. If you look at his batting trends, starting in 2016, he hit 244. 2017, he hit 277, a career high. Then he hit 225, then 212, and now he's batting 189. His stolen bases have gone down from 27 in 2017 to 15 in 18, 7 in 2019, and just 3 so far this year. And he's been caught stealing 7 times. So literally all he's providing is defense. And so we have given up on Buxton, traded him to the New York Mets, and in return we're going to get Steven Matz. He will plug in as our 5th starter. He is just 28 years old, 5 years of MLB service, and he has very good velocity and just a solid number 5 starter. But the big get that we get out of this trade is not Steven Matz, but we also pick up outfielder Michael Conforto. So Michael Conforto, 27 years old. He's a 78 overall, B potential. Good contact against righties, good power against righties. He is not a very good hitter against lefties, so kind of a platoon player. 80 clutch, we love that. And very durable and a solid fielder, solid corner outfielder for us. So, I mean, giving up Byron Buxton, yeah, we gave up his potential that he has not been meeting. Maybe he might blossom in New York. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But we're giving up on him for now. We gave him ample opportunity to try to meet his potential, and he just wasn't trending in the right direction. And so we've got to get something for him and get some production out of that spot, or out of his spot in the batting order. And Conforto will do that, and we pick up this man, Steven Matz, in the process. He's going to make his 13th start in Minnesota Twins debut. He's 2-7 with a 3.67 ERA. Good ERA, not a great record. 1.33 whip. And let's get highlights started off here in the first inning. And George Springer, trying to break out of his slump, will face him here in the first. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Actually, with 1 out, my bad. 1 out. That was the second out right there. Corey Mears comes in to score, and George Springer gets the RBI. End of the first inning, Astros go up 1-0. Second inning now. This is Colin Moran with a runner on first and 1 out, facing Steven Matz. Here's the delivery. This one's lifted to right. That one's deep, and it is gone. Mark Kirby runs out of room out there. A 2-run home run for Colin Moran. That is home run number 9 for the third baseman of the Houston Astros. And the Stros jump out to a 3-0 lead at the end of the second. So Steven Matt's debut, he's got a little bit of jitters here with his new team. Eddie Rosario now spent all 5 years of his career with the Twins. With 2 outs and nobody on in the fourth. This one's driven to left center. It's going to split the gap. It is going to roll all the way to the wall. It could be a triple. Here's Rosario rounding second, heading to third. Here comes the relay. And it is not in time. He's going to be into third standing up. A triple for Eddie Rosario with 2 outs in the fourth. Twins looking for a clutch 2-out base hit now to drive Rosario in. Jace Peterson with the opportunity. Lefty on lefty. Ground ball to second. And we are unable to score on Rodon. 3-0 still to score in the middle of the fourth. Houston's pitching shutting us down. Fifth inning. A.J. Reed. This is game 3 of a 4-game series. Astros have taken the first 2. And boy, will we be glad to not see the Astros anymore. Steven Matz gets the strikeout of A.J. Reed to end the 5th. It's still 3-0. All right, we skip all the way ahead to the 9th. This is Jake McGee, former Twins closer, on to close things out for the Astros. He is 17 out of 17 in save opportunities. And right now, he leads the American League All-Star voting as the closer. So maybe a guy we should not have given up. Wilmer Flores is going to drive this one deep to left. That one's going to stay fair. And it's a solo shot in the 9th. With nobody out, maybe we have a chance to come back here. That is the 10th home run of the year for Flores, so another Twin jumps into double digits in home runs. It's Wilmer Flores, our shortstop we picked up in free agency this offseason. And we go with a pinch hitter here. It's Mario Calero, Super Mario. Switch hitter will bat from the right side. He drives this one to left with 2 outs, representing the tying run, but he cannot get enough under it. And the play is made out there and left by Colby Rasmus. Astros get their 3rd straight win of this series. 6th straight overall in the season series against the Twins. And we have one more game to try to maybe salvage a win against this team. We don't want to get season swept here. Final game coming up against the Houston Astros. Carlos Rodon went 8 innings in this one, giving up 3 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 2 walks while giving up no earned runs. So we fall to 27 and 31. The Astros improve to 31 and 25. Final game of the season against the Astros. Last chance to get a W against this Astros club. We do not want to get swept 7-0 on the season. Lance McCullers will go for the Astros. You see his numbers there. 6.14 ERA. Got to believe that's somebody we might be able to score some runs against. Astros pitching has been tough on us so far in the series. Eddie Rosario now will step in here in the 1st with runners on 1st and 2nd and 1 out. Rosario's going to lift this one deep to right. That one's got a chance. George Springer going back of the wall. Leaps and it is gone. And so a great start for the Twins. A 3-run home run for Eddie Rosario. It's number 13 on the year for him. And maybe we got a chance to salvage a game against the Astros this season. Michael Conforto making his Minnesota Twins debut here. He set out yesterday's game, hitting .305 with 9 home runs, 23 RBIs. First pitch he sees in a Minnesota Twins uniform. Driven deep to right center. That one's headed back. And it is into the bullpen. First pitch he sees. He ambushes a fastball. And Michael Conforto has hit his 10th home run of the season. Another Twin in double digits in home runs. And a very good introduction to Minnesota Twins baseball for Michael Conforto. It's 4-0 Minnesota in the middle of the 1st. Let's go to the 2nd inning now. This is Corey Mears, batting .264 on the year. He's got the bases loaded with 1 out, and he's going to split the gap in right center. This is going to do some damage. Let's see how much. 1 run comes in to score. A second one is heading to the plate. And a third one is going to be held up at 3rd. So it is a 2-run double for Corey Mears, and it's going to leave runners on 2nd and 3rd for Tony Kemp with 1 out. And Tony Kemp lifts one to left. This could be deep enough to do it. Should be, you would think. The runner on 3rd has a speed of 13, though. And here comes the relay, not a throw. And it is now 4-3, so our lead evaporated quickly. It's now a 1-run ball game at the end of the 2nd. We go to the 4th inning, trying to hold off the Astros here. Matt Kemp at the plate, 1-for-1 with a single on the day. Facing Kyle Gibson, 55th pitch of the night for Kyle Gibson, and Matt Kemp is going to bomb this one to left. And we are tied. Our 4-0 lead has completely vanished. It is now 4-4 in the 4th inning. Matt Kemp with the solo bomb to left. Shades of a younger Matt Kemp right there. 5th inning now. Miguel Sano hitting .294. He's in a bit of a slump as we saw before coming into this game. 2 for 2 in this game though, so he might be breaking out of it. This is a drive to left. If it stays to the left, it might be gone, and it does. A home run for Sano. And that's number 27 on the year for the American League leader in home runs and RBIs. Miguel Sano. gives the Twins the lead back at 5-4 halfway through the ball game. We go to the 7th inning. This is Billy Samuel, making his 25th appearance, 35 2/3 innings, a 4.79 ERA. Facing Miguel Sano again. He's 3 for 3 on the day with a home run, 2 singles, and a chance to do more damage, and he sees the ball well out of Samuel's hands, and Samuel watches it vanish into the sky. Number 28 for Sano. And it increases the Twins' lead to 6-4. 2 home runs in a row for the big DH. He is leading the All-Star vote getting in of third baseman, even though he's played DH all year. We're going to bring in Derek Wells now. And he's going to be facing a pinch hitter in George Springer. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, and he gets a huge strikeout of George Springer to keep the Twins' lead at 6-4 at the end of the 8th. Let's go to the 9th inning. Chance to close this one out. Kevin Segrist, 14 saves, 3 blown saves on the year, and a 3.13 ERA. Let's take an opportunity to look at the saves leaders in the American League. Dellin Betances and Justin Wilson with 19 apiece. Jake McGee with 18 for the Astros. Brian Shaw with 16 for the lowly Indians. Fernando Salas with 15 for the Angels. And then we have Kevin Segrist for us with 14. He's facing Colby Rasmus. And Colby Rasmus swings and misses, and the Twins are finally in the win column against the Astros. Houston wins the season series, though, 6-1. We improved to 28-31. We are now a solid 10 games behind the Detroit Tigers for second place in the American League Central. Miguel Sano with a huge game, 5 for 5 with 2 home runs, a double, and 2 RBIs. He scored 3 runs himself. Eddie Rosario, 2 for 5 with a home run. Michael Conforto, 1 for 5 with a home run. All right, let's look at the American League standings here. The Yankees, Tigers, and Angels lead the divisions. The Rangers and Astros would be your 2 wild card teams. We sit at 28-31, 10 games behind the Tigers. The Red Sox are 4 games behind the Yankees. Blue Jays 9 games back. Rays 10.5 back. The Mariners are 30-31. They're 10 games back of the Angels and 3.5 out of the wild card. We are sitting, we're actually starting to drop a little bit in the wild card race. That's not good. We want to at least stay in that. Over in the National League, you got the Nats, the Cubs, and the Dodgers. The Giants would be your first wild card team. The Cardinals would be wild card team number 2. Then you got the Reds, who are just 2 games behind the Cardinals for the final wild card spot. 3 games behind the Cubs. The Brewers are 5.5 back. The Pirates are 7 back. So the NL Central is a fairly tight division. The NL East is not so much. The Nationals have a 9.5 game lead over the Mets. Out west, it's a 2-horse race with the Dodgers and the Giants. All right, that's it for episode number 244 of Minnesota Twins Franchise. It's Mama's Basement Sports Gaming, MLB The Show 20.